So to be in the same room, and now I'm sharing the same space and same air. So it took everything in me when I saw him coming from across the exhibit hall, not to be like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So he was, he was really cool. So I was like, what's up? And then I'm like, ah! I love genuine, good people who are just genuinely dope people. And not saying I love other people less, but it's a blessing to run into someone that makes you feel good about yourself. It makes you feel good about your craft. So KWAME MBALIA, I can't remember when I first discovered his book Tristan Strong, but I never forget when it first came out. At the time, I was teaching Avid. These students are seniors now. Now that I think about it, they're seniors now, and they were 8th graders then. And I would, even though I taught Avid, which stands for Advancement via Individual Termination, it's a college and career preparedness course, and I would do a read aloud with them. Like, we're going to do a read aloud, and I'm going to make you answer some questions. Sometimes we would just read, because sometimes they genuinely just wanted to read. But every now and again, I would do what's called Costas questions with them in the book. So I remember one boy in particular. As a matter of fact, I take it back. It really went back to their 6th grade year, because I remember when I first introduced the book, their 6th grade year, he was in my class. And he was like, man, he really wanted to read Tristan Strong. Everybody else was on some more mature books. And what I mean by more mature, they wanted more drama. Not realizing that Tristan Strong was just as drama, but they felt like it was fairy tale like, but it's far from it. So I remember around the pandemic, because that's when I had them, around the pandemic. And then I went to Atlanta to meet him. It was like Nick Stone, Angie Thomas, Tiffany D. Jackson, Kim Johnson. It was a whole bunch of authors. I remember having a shirt made with all their names on it, Frank Morrison. And I took a picture with them then, tagged him on it on X, and yada, 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 yada. And I've been following him ever since. And one thing he urges you all the time, y'all talk about y'all writers, but y'all ain't writing. And every now and again he'll post, are you writing? So I want to say he has a small imprint, but the library of KWAME MBALIA is extensive. Oh my gosh. But what I was getting to earlier, and I just got distracted, I just realized that. So again, I shared how I knew he was going to be there. I knew he was doing the author signing. And I was just hyped that I'm on the same flyer as you. For every day they did an author signing, they had like a separate flyer in the bulletin or magazine. And my name and his name was in the same column. Something, okay, I'm just going to be on the same floor with him. That's dope. When I found out he was sitting next to me, I was like, and for those of you who don't get it, that's like your favorite singer or your favorite poet or your favorite actress. You find out is going to be sitting next to you at an event where y'all are both have the same talent, but you know their talent is more, has more of a spotlight than you do. So let me tell you what he does. He asked me, do I know Gigi? Gigi's bookstore is located in Prosperity, South Carolina. And I was like, who's Gigi? He was like, you need to meet Gigi. So he brings me over to Gigi. We have a conversation. Whatever happens with that, I will share at a later date. I don't know if I have permission to share. But then it goes to, he has his book signing or his book talk, and then he comes back for his book signing. And what I didn't know is that KWAME was giving out free books. He just released his second, oh gosh, I'll put the title of it up, but it's a new series. I missed the first one. I want to say it's called Jax Freeman, and he released the second one. So when they said, oh yeah, it's free, I was like, what? So I jumped from my table. So then everyone's taking pictures with him, but it's a long line. And I'm like, my table's next to his. Don't worry about it. I'm good. So then it was time to take our picture, and everybody's out the line, and me, I'm being sleepy and slow. I walk around my table. Mind you, all I had to do was walk over this way, and me and him would have been side by side and we could take the picture. And he was like, Ryan, what are you doing? The way he interacts with the librarians, the way he talks to people, it's like sitting in there talking to a homeboy. Like literally. He's so chill, and he's so funny, and he's so personable. Very personable. Not all authors can be that way. So I ended up taking my picture, and he was like, I had his book, and he was like, get your book. So he held my book, and I held his book. Then, I don't know how this happened. It's all a blur because I'm really sleepy. He grabbed my book, and I said, because you touched it, you now have to keep it because you got that magic. I'm being funny because I legit, if I think you're a dope author, I'm going to give you a book. That's not even a question. My new author bestie, yes, he's now my author bestie, says, I don't take things for free. I don't take freebies. I'm going to pay you for it. I was like, it took everything in me. Like, oh my God, Daddy, my book. It's, I was like, oh my gosh. So he buys my book. Matter of fact, I want to say he bought at least 4 different books from the different authors. He bought one from a lady I was telling you about in another video. She has a book, I think it's called Mandy. Her and her husband. I love watching her and her husband walking. It was so cute. It's an older couple, but the way he carried everything, that's one reason why I need a husband. I digress. Then Meshack, who was my table neighbor, he's also my church member, and we go way back. Bought one of his books, and I want to say a table over. I might be wrong, but I saw him buy at least 4 books. That is so dope. That is so dope. And then he was applauding me because I have my clear plastic thank you bags, which I need to reorder some. And I have my thank you cards in there. I have my little card that states who I am and what I do. I have to redo it though. And matter of fact, it was my earlier card. Matter of fact, let me pause because this video's about to run out. So he's looking at my bag like, this is nice. Like he said, you got your stuff in here. Like he really, and even when I talked to him about, getting with a publisher, he said, they have grants and stuff you can apply for to get money to publish. I said, I know that. But I said, technically, I've already applied for a grant. But then I found out from my homeboy, Meshack, you can apply for a grant as an author and as a business. So I got to look up the grants probably tonight, because now that I thought about it, it's putting a fire in me. Because my biggest ploy right now when it comes to my picture books, that's the push that's pushing me towards a picture book, because I do have some meetings. One next week, the lady I met with today, the curve. I told him I can't keep up with you. Between you and Nick Stone, Tiffany D. Jackson is the only one I think right now I haven't caught up on her work. I'm behind on Angie Thomas. I'm definitely behind on Kwame Alexander because there's something about the Star. I have not read that one, so I know on my way out of town this weekend I'll definitely be reading some books. But y'all, Tristan Strong, if you have not read that, so imagine Percy Jackson would take a dope black boy who's struggling with depression and the death of his friend, and smash it with African folklore. Gum Baby, John Henry, Anansi Sim. I can keep going down the list. Mommy Water. And the adventures they go through to try to save the world. It is so dope. So he's a 3-part series. And then because Long has his own graphic novel, and then he has a Jack Freeman, and then The Last Emperor, I think is the name of it. I'll put the pictures up when I go to post this video. That's the one I have not read yet. And then he has Black Boy Joy. I still need to read that one too. And then the Jack Freeman series is the newest one. And he also has a Star Wars series. First of all, when anybody from Disney or Marvel comes to you and asks you to write a book, you're dope. You are so dope. I don't care what nobody say. So he's just a dope. And I love me people who genuinely are good people. And they're not gatekeeping, and they're willing to give you advice. They're willing to help you. I love it.